Good evening, friends.
You're like a vampire now?
Yeah, why not?
Nice. Welcome to the... Never mind.
All right. Hi, everyone. We're NotGreatRPG, and we're back once again for the City of Oshuamp, as we often do on a weekly basis.
Mm-hmm. Once. Specifically once.
It's fine. We're going to have a great night here tonight. Yeah, we're NotGreatRPG, and we're here to entertain you again with stories of wonder and horror, probably.
So just a fusion happening?
Yes. Yeah.
And then I just like...
That's what weekly means. It's fine.
Disappear.
Yeah, so we're going to go around the table real quick, introduce ourselves, and then we will pop back into the action. Before we start, we do have a new sponsor this evening, which you'll see their ad rotating in the bottom. It's called Described, and it's a service where you can purchase a bunch of different things that basically list out descriptions for spells, for locations, for different things. Yeah, they just give you like different descriptions for stuff to try to help you if your brain is not so good with description stuff. So, hey, me.
They're sponsoring you, Don.
Sponsoring me. So you'll see their image rotating through, but you can use the coupon code NotGreat for 10% off.
Ooh.
Just casual.
But yeah.
Right. Also sponsoring DJ.
Can I help with numbers?
No.
Yeah, can they help with math?
How many people are in the Mirror Bar delegation?
A delegation's worth.
4 to 40, somewhere.
Hey, we're offering help, not like charity.
Yeah, no, it's fine. But anyway, always, I'm Don, and tonight I play Ether, Revia the Grave Domain Cleric.
I'm still not Lawrence. And I play Alumlo.
I'm Paul, and I play Felix.
There he is.
And I'm Glenn, and I play Vorst.
I'm Sarah, and I play Ritora.
I'm just going to get a spotlight next time and shine it. Just right.
Just a flashlight, that's all you need.
Yeah, just 2 flashlights right in his eyes.
Like my lighting for my desk when I first set it up. You
Yes,
remember?
where you hung a small little tiny dollar store flashlight from the ceiling.
Flashlight. I pinned it to the ceiling and pointed at me. I was like, I got it, Don. My lighting is solved.
Yeah, you sent me a picture. I was like, I don't think that's gonna be it, DJ. I don't.
I would love to watch stream that while it just like
It just falls.
Yeah, that'd be great. So hi, I'm DJ. I play Nesgrim. I'm Nesgrim, and I play DJ.
Very good. And I'm John, the Dungeon Master for the City of Oshuamp. Last we picked off after our wonderful break, we continued our conversation with Rirda about some of the horrifying things that we've started to ascertain about the truths around us in the areas in the City of Oshuamp and in its surroundings. We eventually had some good private conversations between a few of our cast members, a few of our party members. Things that, again, I do not want to spoil because those are privileged pieces of information. The thing that we did conclude with, though, was the wonderful retelling of the nightly vision that our good friend Nesgrim had for the first time, reaching into this new spirit that he has become cognizant that he possesses.
So if you'd like, I can do that again. Just give y'all a refresher.
I feel like that's a good pickup point for you and for all of us.
I agree.
Because there were things that needed to be said.
Okay, so here we go. So I started dreaming. No, I'm just gonna do it as me.
Is there a difference?
That's fair.
let me switch to my Nesgrim.
You mean you're going to acknowledge that there's notes? Or...
Well, here's the thing: is that was Nesgrim saying, "Let me just do it as me."
I'm just going to do it as me. I'm going to keep it real, guys.
He's sitting by the fire. Fuck it!
When keeping it real goes wrong.
I'm just gonna do it live.
Alright, so I started dreaming. The dream felt different. I had the same sense of falling asleep, but kinda the way I described it, the way DJ described it, was as like a lucid dream. Sort of. There was a faint horizon that felt fractured, like a pastel painting of a distant sunset. Tips of trees Sorry, I'm reading what I wrote in haste.
Mm-hmm.
Tips of trees with great white evergreen trees.
This is awesome.
The trees with the trees.
So they were evergreen trees that were white. That's what I was
Correct.
going for there. Okay.
No
Like
longer-
evergreens, but white.
Yeah.
No
exactly.
longer
Evergreen.
Winter fresh, one might say.
Winter greens.
It could be snow or white needles.
Mm-hmm.
I feel longing, a sense of like incompletion or loneliness, like something is missing.
Mm-hmm.
What about in the vision, though?
Yeah, right.
Is this DJ or Nesgrim speaking?
No, in the dream something was missing.
Feel this deep, long. Oh. Sorry.
But also,
I love you, DJ.
I'm glad someone does. Anyway. So I watched the sunset below the ocean, below trees.
Below the tree line.
Horizon, maybe?
Yeah, you had a horizon point. You saw the sun set down.
What? I just jumped on my soda. The bubbles went the wrong way. I'm sorry.
The frame darkens, begins to from the top down, becomes black and white. I don't see any stars. Silver on the trees in the cracks of the bark as well as on the needles. All the silver fades to black, and then I see like small explosions in the sky, similar to that of how I DJ described a supernova. Descending from the sky, these things rain like silver streams, like ash from a heaven that's burning.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm sure it's fine.
That
And then
sounds
I
safe.
heard a faint whisper. Heard only once before.
Mm-hmm.
Say out loud, but not to me. If this is to be our sanctuary, let it be so. And then I woke up.
So you heard that phrase before, or you heard the
Voice. Heard the voice only once, and I'm assuming it was the voice that came out of me when I said the Fallen King reclaims his throne.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Eventful night for me.
Quite the dream.
I will also say that in your descriptions of the things exploding in the sky, when I described it, it was reminiscent of the explosion popping sensation of a firework and encapsulated by like a lens flare. So you get that, circle encapsulating it where you can see almost that like transparent light, but then encased within the center.
Like it's in a bubble.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've never heard of
quite
anything
the dream.
like that before.
Yeah, it was pretty shocking.
What were those words again?
If this is to be our sanctuary, let it be so.
That is odd, to say the least.
Yeah, I'm not sure what to take from that.
I mean, it does suggest being trapped somewhere, does it not? Or retreating somewhere.
Perhaps sheltered somewhere.
Like in hibernation or sleeping, like
It
dormant.
sounds like you saw the beginning of something.
Or the end.
Perhaps both.
Usually they go hand in hand.
Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's head.
I just love the forced whispering that. Shut up!
Sorry, I couldn't help it. It was right there.
What did the voice say? If this is to be our oasis? Anyway.
Before we go further,
Semi-sonic.
Nesgrim, I just want to make sure you're not holding out on us.
Holding out, but
Hot stuff.
Felix, what do you need to know?
I'm asking if you got high.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna insight check
okay.
that for fucking sure.
Sure.
I mean, we don't have anything, right?
Doesn't mean you didn't.
Doesn't mean he didn't steal anything.
Are you guys accusing me, DJ, or me, Nesgrim?
Nope, that's a 4.
there a
I
difference?
have no fucking
I'd like to
idea.
insight check DJ.
I mean, in terms of like your insight for what would obviously be distinct, like I'm not going to ask him to roll in opposition towards that.
Yeah.
You're not really capable of gleaming anything additional from what your insight check would give you. This is just your friend telling you what he experienced.
Cool.
As far as his motives or other things, there would not be anything behind that.
Okay. I do find it strange the word sanctuary having appeared in the poem also. And the way it is written, sanctuary, yes. Sanctuary seems to mean, the way this is written, that they have perhaps finally escaped something and come to a safe place, not by choice. For if this is to be our sanctuary,
A reluctant home of sorts.
yes.
A beginning.
Yes, I think so.
Felix, what do you know of the Fallen King? Excellent.
I'm just gonna kind of shrug.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I can roll history, but
I would say that culturally, because it is antithetical to what you grew up understanding and studying, that information would have been information that was specifically hidden from you. So, sadly, no history roll for you, buddy.
Okay. I almost wonder if perhaps the Fallen King was the founder of Oshuamp. I wonder
The original Oshuamp, you mean?
if this is related to the vision we saw with Melithel or and Melicy.
Was there snow in your dream?
Was it snowing?
Not from what you saw, no.
It didn't seem to be snowing. Was there snow on the ground?
Not from what you saw.
Do
The only
any of
indication
us-
you would have would be the coloration on the trees, but
Right.
again, that was distant to you. What were you going to ask?
Do any of us have a rough gauge of what would be the known historical age of Oshuamp as an established location? Like, obviously it's been razed to the ground and rebuilt, but like
Raised and raised.
in terms of like written or spoken of history, would any of us have a rough gauge?
Check out my world timeline for what I have given to people. I guess that the fairest estimation for an approximate length of time would be through Paul, exclusively knowing that there have been several ages, and that the Age of Reclamation is one of these ages, and that in typical the ages last a few thousand years, so not really
Sure.
in continuum backwards.
Sure. So, knowing that the Age of Reclamation is current age,
Correct.
and that it began at a point that we know that Oshuamp had previously existed before.
Not technically, actually. You guys are in AR, which is Age of Reclamation, 6,000 or 8,063. The Age of Reclamation, for again what the AR stands for the initial Age of Reclamation was, has been described, the era of the Dawn Heroes. The Dawn
Gotcha,
Heroes
gotcha.
do not specifically dictate anything about Oshuamp itself. They do dictate some presence being here in the north, but the city itself, Oshuamp, is not mentioned in that.
The Dawn Heroes are the ones that the months are named after.
Correct,
Yeah.
yes they are. So, the greatest estimation would be Paul knowing that there are and have been several instances of the city being sacked, reclaimed, and sacked again over the course of a few thousand years.
And the last time that it was reclaimed was 1,000 years ago
Correct, with Ostador's
by
Crusade.
Ostador, excuse me.
Correct.
Ostador and gang.
Correct. The other iteration that you know of previously was a prior reclamation effort, but that one seemingly was not successful, and that the city of Oshuamp had been not in control of who it is in control by now for a little over 1,000 years. That is why your map has been from Iris dictated to you about 2,000 years or more in age.
Okay, so
Minimum
Oshuamp is
2,000
on that
years.
map,
We also
so it's at least that old.
Correct.
we saw the like pre-current Oshuamp in
Under the orphanage.
no in the vision.
Yeah,
Yeah, with Melifel and
Yeah,
Melissa.
the map would be older than that, though.
Yeah.
The map is older
If the
than
map
that,
is
yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
back before current ruler.
Melithil and Meliseth saw the arrival of Ostador
About
about
1,000
1,000 years
years
ago.
ago, yeah.
Correct.
Got it.
'Cause they're
Mhm.
old.
They are very old.
Old Schwamp. The old Schwamp.
The old city, big cold.
Would I?
Big old.
And this isn't something you and I have discussed, so
Mhm.
you might not have an answer, but would I have a cultural understanding of how long the Ikoram are said to have been around?
Yeah, I feel like that's a fair question. I feel like it would be something that your people would have absolutely discussed and would be pretty common knowledge. Yeah, I think the fair estimation would be around since the time of the Dawn Heroes, there would be memories that would stretch back to approximately that timeline. Absolutely.
It is certainly possible that you saw through the eyes of such a person.
Yeah.
Could not say when that is, though.
I do wonder if it was Oshuamp that I saw.
You said you heard that voice before?
I will say you did not see a city in that.
Yeah, it was just
You just saw forests.
okay. That's different.
And we don't see city right now.
Right.
Just seeing forest is very relative to where you were located at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems. So yes, I did hear this voice once before when I was crying and yelled out, "The fallen king shall reclaim his throne." Now the question is, what do we know of that's taken sanctuary in the woods?
And what were they taking sanctuary from?
Perhaps.
Did this... You said it felt incomplete?
Yeah, like
Fractured?
something was missing.
You mean a feeling like... Not like there was something visibly off, just
Right. Like it felt
like
as
a thought, like
Did you
something
see-
in the back of your head.
Did you
Right.
see anyone?
any people.
No. Or, like, was this through...
Most likely through the eyes of the fallen king.
Yes. Perhaps you felt incomplete because you have an Ikoram inside you and the fallen king did not. So to you that would feel incomplete because this is all you have ever known?
That's not quite how that works.
No?
I suppose I phrased it wrong. I meant to say that through the eyes of whoever the fallen king was seeing through.
Yes.
Another with an Ikoram.
I see.
The same Ikoram.
Okay.
I don't know if you're going to be able to answer this, Nesgrim, but I don't suppose you could tell if it was a sense of longing for a person or perhaps a place.
My interpretation would be place, probably. But I didn't write it.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of emotional descriptive qualities, for what I can give you for a longing and an emptiness and a feeling of being personally fractured, I think that is better left for me to permit you to decide what you interpret that as. And with the scenery in front of you, with the absence of a visual of your physical embodiment, because again, you're seeing first person, but like even when you stand up, you're still very cognizant. You know, you have like your own proprioception. You are aware of yourself in physical space.
Right.
You were absent of that. You did not have the sensation of like...
I didn't feel my body taking up space.
Correct. Like, you're inside of a thing experiencing a vision, but you don't have the feelings of the thing in that moment.
Like a dark passage.
Correct.
Okay.
So, I think that's more appropriate for you to answer than me, for what you would interpret that longing, that feeling of being fractured. It's a hard question. It's one of those questions where I do not genuinely believe that there is an intended correct answer. I think that makes it more applicable for you to make the decision.
Right. I feel it could be perhaps a longing for a community.
To be a part of something again?
Not a part of something again, but a part of something for really the first time. I suppose I have that with this group now, but before this was my father and mother, and that clearly didn't go well. And then it was the sisters, who I wasn't necessarily a part of the community, but more...
You weren't one of the sisters.
Yeah, exactly, yes.
I would love to see a Sister Nesgrim cosplay. God,
Sister
please.
Your hair! Excuse me, sister? Beer.
You mean me?
Yellow,
Yes.
are Ikorum ever separated from their hosts? Yeah.
How do you mean?
You said that usually the separation happens after the death of the host. Has it ever happened prior to that?
Like, taken from...
Taken from,
Released.
released? If
Expelled.
perhaps you said they're similar to a guardian.
In a way.
What if the actions of the host no longer aligned with the beliefs of the Ikorum?
I
Could
cannot
they be rejected?
think of a time that has occurred. Not that I've heard of.
Does the Ikorum choose the person, or is it random?
This is not for me to know.
Fair. Well, that was certainly weird, but I doubt we'll find all of the answers now. Perhaps after a day of walking and thinking,
Wandering.
wandering.
I'm very glad that I allowed you to answer. Your answer was very appropriate
Thanks.
for the intention.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What saving throw
I
am I
love
making,
Dungeons
John?
and Dragons.
You're not. You're not making a saving throw. I am. Just
What's a hickey saving throw?
It's a 13, so
The Hickey saving throw is probably Constitution.
I would say, yeah. So, oh man, that's a 16 then. I killed it. I killed that Hickey saving throw.
All right, John, make your attack roll.
Please don't, John.
Just flat roll them.
Crit him.
Oh, 14.
Ha!
Close.
I resist the Hickey.
I think that was a very good answer, though.
Thank you.
Speaking of walking and thinking, we should finish with our breakfast and get back on the road.
Yes.
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah. Is there anything else anyone would like to do before we complete our breakfast and begin our journey eastward outside of the Fellwood as we approach the mountains?
I guess I'll roll up.
While I
the-
eat my
the
breakfast, I'm
hide.
gonna stare at Horns.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna observe him.
Mm-hmm. Are you looking for anything in particular?
Oh, just kind of observing the
Just
bone,
physical
like,
properties?
protrusions out of him.
Yeah, absolutely. As
And the
previously,
skin around it.
as previously indicated, the skin around it, if you're looking a little bit more closely at that, it looked kind of like cracked, like dried out, as though, slightly withered or aged. The bony protrusions themselves, they look as though they are very clustered. Again, they're very short along the forearms, the one that protrude out from like the elbow bone. So when his arm is bent, you can still see it slightly hook out a little bit elongated from it. That one is maybe only about 2 inches long. There is only the singular one on each elbow. And then yes, the shortened horns that are splayed out from the forehead. Not very long, slightly longer, about 2.5, 3 inches. He himself still looks, obviously incredibly disheveled. The same slitted yellow eyes. Trying to think of what other predominant figures that if you are inspecting him, as he eats.
So is like the fur missing near the protrusions, near where the bone is? So is it like there's, you could tell like hair loss, fur loss?
Yes, you would be able to tell hair loss. Yes, he's.
Okay.
Yes.
Bald dog.
Yeah, at the points of the protrusions on the head, along the hairline, and then same thing for on the backs of the arms. As he's eating, you would notice that he has slightly elongated, pointed fingernails. They look dirty, cracked, and his fingers look, again, thin, slightly elongated. But anybody else?
I'm not sure if you'll be able to answer this or not.
Sure, give it a shot.
But in the dream, did I have the sense that I was alone?
No.
Okay.
You have the sense that if you were speaking something aloud, you were probably in the middle of a conversation with somebody else. I can absolutely tell you that. Who you were speaking to. Whew. Someday. Someday I'll catfish you again.
Not far.
We gotta go back.
We gotta go home!
John and I gotta
Marty!
We gotta go back! I got that ring! She said she'd marry me!
She did. Just one last thing before we wrap up. I imagine if I was saying something aloud in the dream, I was probably speaking to somebody.
It's more like a vision.
So whoever the fallen king was with, I'm not sure.
The fallen king is the Aquorum.
Yes.
So then, theoretically, would he not be with the host?
Well, yes, the host, but also a person aside from the host as well.
So 3 entities?
Suppose 3, yes, but 2 people. Do the quorums count as people?
Not in the way that you mean.
Yes, so the 2 people
2 people and a spirit.
and a ghost.
I mean, technically
Minimum.
speaking, 3 entity.
Minimum.
Minimum?
Yeah, I mean, you don't know if you were talking to a grouping of individuals, if you were talking to one individual.
Oh God, I was addressing the Mirabar delegation.
Could be 40.
We'll never
This
know.
is to be our sanctuary.
The
guys.
Mirabar
Maybe
delegation
the
is the
fallen
new
king
Schrodinger's
had
cat.
multiple personality disorders talking to himself.
Could be.
You said it was said in a whisper.
Yeah.
Not likely addressing
So
many.
he's definitely not addressing like 90 people.
If this is to be our sanctuary.
Correct, yes.
Could be
It
in
was
an
not a
amphitheater.
loud presentation.
And you said that it
In a
was...
PowerPoint.
Yeah.
If this is to be the sanctuary.
It's not much, but we'll make it better.
You said it was the voice of the fallen king, yes?
Yeah.
The fallen king has only ever spoken directly from your mouth
Right.
when you did something to trigger that by crying. So perhaps this person did something not entirely the same, but something to trigger the fallen king to speak. If he is addressing someone, he has never willingly talked to us.
Yellow, how much control can a quorums have?
How do you mean?
If they want to be heard, can they? Or are they unable to speak when they wish?
Why would one not wish to hear?
Can they choose to speak through their vessel at any moment?
Obviously.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Do we need a whiteboard Sarah
No,
moment?
I wrote it down already. Don't
All
worry.
right.
I can't.
Drop the knowledge.
This is.
This is a big brain next level shit?
No.
Great.
No.
I'm
Maybe.
even more excited.
I can't stop thinking about how you said you had a feeling of incompletion or fractured, like a fractured feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't help applying that thought to the defiled.
In what way?
I mean, it's pulling in as many people as it can. It seems it wants to take and add all of their strength to its own. Especially knowing that this fallen king has some inclination towards hating the defiled. I do wonder if they're related in some way.
When you were reciting your vision, it felt very liminal, transitional to me. The shamans of Vorst's people spoke about things being incomplete,
Mm-hmm.
and they look to the past. Perhaps something had just become so. And there was an uncertainty of what was next.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna start gathering my things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We can say that, again, as we're concluding this conversation, everybody is gathering their belongings and things like that as what we have ascertained is important for camp, as well as Rita's belongings and
My hide.
your new deer hide.
I
Absolutely.
think I have 2 of them now.
Mm-hmm.
3? 2.
Mm-hmm.
2.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you collecting these hides, Sarah?
Sarah.
Sarah or Laura?
Sarah, please.
Sarah, level with me here.
Yeah.
Are you gonna feed this skin to the rotting one?
No, it's leather.
That's what it's after.
You want skin? We'll give him skin
We killed an animal, and it had the skin on it, and that skin is useful for things such as armor and clothing.
Which is exactly
And
why the
tools.
rotting one wants it.
Actually gathering skin.
We're interrupting his trade route now.
Paul had to leave.
Oh, you're actually gathering skin.
Bananas on the way.
The campaign about outfitting
Break
the
down
rotting
10 quickly, quietly. Speak to no one.
Go ahead, Don.
So I have a mildly out there thing that might not be out there.
Great, let's hear it. It's not just me anymore.
Okay. So, the statement, if this is to be our sanctuary, let it be so. We know the fallen king is in Ikorum.
Right.
It's possible that he was talking to the other Ikorum in the area if they're able to communicate that way without physically speaking. The gods are also missing. So what if the gods are hiding as Ikorum inside of people?
Do we know the gods are missing?
I've said it.
Yeah, he said it multiple times.
But he also sniffs skulls.
Oh, the feeling of
That
I'm
has to do
just
with the-
saying-
Hold on, back it up. That has to do with the emptiness that you see when you appear on the other side, right?
Yes.
It could also be the reason that my dream felt empty, as if something were missing.
That the light and the beauty was stripped away to nothingness.
Don, you might have done
It's a
thing.
little out there, but it's possible.
You might have just
at
had
least.
a thought.
As if I've never had a
Jake,
thought.
Could you describe the trees again?
White.
Tall evergreen again. So his vision was dictated to him as looking pastel, like blended together. Difficult for him to make out true definition in many of the objects. They looked as though
Okay.
they were blurring together.
But tall, they look like tall pines.
Very tall pine trees. From his distance, he was able to see the shining, glimmery sensations of the silver throughout the bark, and it looked as though it went through the branches as well. The branches themselves looked as though they were comprised all entirely of white. He could not discern whether or not it was the needles were white themselves, or whether or not they were covered in snow, or in a different substance. But it was all cocaine trees.
These,
You said
these
stuff.
trees would have a similar shape to what we saw in our group vision of the red oak, right? Or no?
No.
I can't remember what exactly they were.
So the two trees that were dictated previously in the dream walking situations were the great red oaks of Yalimlo's people, of the forests of the Ravawode. The other trees that were dictated to you were the ones of the Fellwood, that are the trees that are around you right now, which are, again, pretty tall coniferous pine trees. They could be equated to the ones that are being explained to you by him, if you perceive them as being covered entirely in snow.
Okay. I need a map.
But the silver in the bark.
So you said that everything was
I'm
also
gonna-
like blended together, like kind of weirdly looking. Great. So it's possible that the gods were not Ikorum at that point, and they were scrying on people, and then that's why it felt incomplete, because they were not actually there. Because that would make sense why it's like kind of warped and weird. Maybe.
Maybe I was just drunk.
I don't think so.
Were you drinking?
Why? What is warped?
Like if you think of like a scrying orb, like if you're looking through it, the edges of that are going to be kind of distorted, like things are not going to be.
Or if like we
completely-
put your consciousness behind
That's the
his
thing,
eyes
that's-
and you looked at through his
Sure,
eyes
that's-
from a distance,
Yeah.
and not from
Sure.
the literal functioning.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk over to a tree.
I lift up my poncho and throw it over my shoulder.
Are there any branches that I can reach?
Yeah, I'll absolutely give you. There are some lower standing, not saplings, but, not fully grown coniferous trees. Yeah.
Take my sword and just brush off the leaves.
brush off the leaves or brush the snow off of the leaves?
Yes. Snow off the
I think I
leaves.
need to
This or this?
Mine.
Yes. Fuck. Yeah, no, you brush the snow off of the leaves and you see that they are a dark green, beautiful evergreen color.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Like those?
What if I told you that we could find exactly where this vision took place?
why would we want to go there?
How?
Because there might be answers.
It's simple as it's one of the things that we've been looking for the whole time.
Oh?
Have we not been looking for silver bark?
Oh
Was
my
that near
dear
the,
sweet.
the elf
It's,
kingdom?
it's in the north.
It was in the north.
By the ruins of Oglava.
Hmm?
Nothing. It's all so very safe.
I heard a hummus brand.
Yeah.
The ruins of Sabra. Sponsor us.
I would love to be sponsored.
Hummus sponsor?
Right?
Sweet
No,
roasted
by the
red pepper
ruins
and
of
garlic.
Alglatha, the elven capital that
I wrote it down.
Okay.
I love melting Paul.
It is really fun.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I also told you guys, for the individuals who speak Elvish, what the city, the name means, right?
Probably.
If you didn't tell
I'll
us
just
directly,
remind
you
you.
put it on the...
Yeah. It just means winter breeze.
Oh, that doesn't sound familiar, so probably.
That makes me feel fine.
Winter
Good.
breeze.
I'm sorry. You said it means winter breeze.
Correct.
like an air freshener. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Well,
I was afraid that they were
Oh,
near
no.
there.
Mm-hmm.
What's wrong?
Uh-huh.
So, Agathra, right?
Alglatha.
Alglatha is just north of the Mythwoad,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
which is by the Crystal Tower,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Where we
which
were specifically
Rearda had
told not
just
to-
told us that he saw some dead people walking around,
Mhm.
and it smelled terrible, and the
Oh.
trees are rotten.
Yes, it would be in the direction of the swamp. I imagine that it was once not a swamp.
Mm-hmm. I think that's what your vision was there, bud.
Okay.
You definitely saw the fall of, or the decimation of that area.
I don't know if that is the case. You did not see the trees destroyed.
I did see them drained of light.
You saw a sunset.
You saw darkness cover everything.
You saw
I saw the silver fade from silver to black too, though, right?
the light source go behind the horizon like it does every day. And then it's dark. Yes?
Yeah. That seems to be a very literal explanation.
Yes. We should keep moving toward Felfather.
I don't think there's any reason for us to go there.
Oh, the tree's fucking terrible.
We do need to travel to the north to retrieve some of the silver bark.
We need the silver bark.
Oh, great.
Yes.
Oh,
It's on the list
Oh.
of things that we
Never fucking mind that. We've already had a plan to begin with.
I guess let's
Could have
go.
fell farther and travel along the ridge.
I mean, we should probably head towards the mountain first, since
Yeah.
we've.
There's
Made
a
it this
chance
far
that we
anyway.
find Silverbark in Felfather. And if we do not have to go to this swamp where the dead walk, differently than yourself and myself, then I think that would be for the best. You died and you are alive.
So did my father.
That is an assumption.
Not an assumption.
Just walks.
If the dead are walking, I remember querying aloud before, what would make the dead rise? He would have to have a purpose or a reason. If there's...
Or a benefactor.
Yeah.
Someone commanding them.
A calling.
And this is the first time I've heard of the dead walking. Aside from Corin and Lady Hardwood.
And you.
And you.
And me
And
and
your
Yellow
father.
Yeah.
This would be the first time except these other 5 times.
It would be the 6th time that I've heard this very strange occurrence. So I at this
Starting to
point,
think.
can I roll history on, like, is it common for the dead to walk in places? I don't.
Seems
is
like
this-
it happens
Oh,
a
no,
lot.
I mean, I'll absolutely permit you a history check on whether or not you have any experiences on the Walking Dead being around you inside these 2 cities you lived in. Well, city and a small village.
Like if I know, like, if there's any other areas outside of Oshuamp
Uh-huh.
that, like, have, like, a plagued area or,
Uh-huh.
like, any other kind of, like, similar to what we've heard here.
Yeah, I got you.
So that's a 21 with
Fuck
bonus.
no!
No?
Not remotely.
Not remotely. So this
Not
is...
remotely, nowhere, not at any time, not at any point in your studious history. Nothing!
Walking Dead knowledge.
It's
You
the
ex-
worst thing that
regrets
you
coming
know.
out here with
I
these
can't
walking
drive that
corpses.
home enough. It's terrible.
Why is the third of the party dead and the third of the party possessed? And you're both of them, bud.
Listen.
I'm just a humble guardian, okay?
Yeah, right.
All right.
You're probably also. I know what's going on.
Surrounded by zombies, Felix.
Right?
I've definitively not died.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
You are definitively
I have
possessed.
definitively not died. I'm pretty sure.
Probably not.
Like
I
9 out of 10.
First time.
No,
Probably not.
I'm in the possessed category. I do realize that.
I've given up on trying to keep track on if
I'm alive,
who
if any of
knows?
this-
I'm just here for a good time, right?
Not a long time.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Rearda, but the Walking Dead that you spoke of, they looked like the dead.
Oh yeah, they looked like, I don't know, like you talk about your friend having bones, like bone wings. Some of them looked like that, like big bone wings.
Good.
They have wings.
Good.
Some of them, yeah. Some of them,
Humanoid with bone wings?
Skin.
Like him, but with...
humanoid.
Do they
Yes,
have,
Are they
In the shape
bigger?
of a person.
Yes.
Oh yeah, kind of like a person but bigger. Like,
Great.
more like my height, a little taller.
Okay.
You said decaying flesh.
Some of them had that, yeah, and, like
How
rotty
tall is he
skin.
again?
Huh?
How
like,
tall is he again?
He's like 6'3".
Oh,
Shit.
Yeah.
How tall am I?
So like an orc.
I don't know. I've never seen like an
It
orc
was a different experience.
skeleton walking around. Oh,
That's good.
Fucking rat though, dude.
Were they skeletal
Some of them, yeah.
in their entirety?
Yeah. They looked like they
That is a very different sort of Walking Dead.
wobbled around.
Very different, yes.
Less living and more.
Dead.
Some of the skin ones with some skin still on it had like cloaks, like ripped cloaks,
Cool.
What color was their skin?
gray,
Okay.
like rotty,
Okay.
like bugs on it.
Did they have tusks?
No,
Okay.
no. Some of them had long ears, like your friend.
Perhaps whatever happened to that place brought them back,
Well, I guess,
or at least their
do we
physical forms.
want to go check the Crystal Tower?
No, I said don't do that. That place
I
is
think
fucking
we-
horrible.
We need to go to Felfarthen,
First, of course.
Yes.
and then we need to get back to the city if we have what we need.
Yes. Corin is
Unfortunately,
meeting
we're-
us at Felfarthen.
we are not. We've taken a couple detours, but we do have a task at hand.
Some look like dogs.
Uh-huh.
Like big dogs, but like fire.
Fire.
Fire dogs?
Are you sure you don't want to go see whatever the hell this is?
Yes.
Yes. Very
Yeah.
much.
And
I love bones.
Like
I
a
did not
horse.
Take my
want
glove
to see
off
that.
and hold it
like
out.
a big horse.
Hold it out to Nesgrim.
Horse on fire. Fire horse.
What?
How many of these things were on
I
fire?
need to fix that.
Just kind of like pauses
Huh?
and scratches his head. I think like five.
How
Five
many-
fiery things.
How many of these things in general did you see?
I mean, I kind of came that way and then looked in and they were. It looked like they were eating something. I couldn't see what it was, but there were a couple of them gathered around and I think they like heard me. Because I went like, oh fuck!
Did you guys hear something?
What the fuck are you? Like I yelled at them for like several minutes.
As one does.
And I think they heard me because they
Probably.
looked and they were like, "Ah, yeah." And I was like, oh, that's not good. And I ran that way.
After
Uh,
several minutes.
No, it was like immediately.
Okay.
They looked really bad. I didn't want to eat them. Kind of did, but
Thought about it.
thought about it.
Decided not to.
Yeah, I mean, smoked horse, like, I don't know if that's good. It might be, as long as it's not too charcoaly. Looked like a charcoal horse.
Like
I know they were like, I don't know, kind of like a battalion worth of things.
That is a lot of them.
Yeah, like a war band.
Were they organized?
No,
Organized?
hard to say. They were all like,
Were they just walking about?
no, a lot of them were just kind of like sitting against things, not moving. So I don't know if those are urs or if they're just bones. I can't.
just piles of bones.
Yeah, some of it might not be a battalion. It might be like 9. I don't. Not all of them were eating.
It could be 4, it could be 40.
It's a delegation.
It could be an entire delegation's worth of people. It could be, in fact, people on a trade route that got attacked by some cultists
Meat cultists.
and then resorted to cannibalism. I don't know.
Bone people.
It's hard to tell how many there are when they start eating each other. Are they still one person? Are they 2?
Yes.
Oh, it's true. Well, I know Riorda's very violently trying to drive home the fact that we should not go there.
I mean, if you want to go punch some bone things, I got a sword.
But he also seems to want us to go there.
We also.
I mean, we'll probably die, but like
We do not need to go to that place.
Fair enough. We
We
don't
have-
have to then.
Okay.
We also have
So get some
a-
snow on the
a
ground.
bit of a time limit as well.
That's
yeah,
fair.
And a resource limit.
Has the black like spread any further?
I mean, it looks again as though it's still just conglomerating around the bottom of your palm. It looks as though it maybe is widened.
Great.
It's not looking like it's going below your wrist. It looks like it's beginning to consume slightly outward around your palm.
As if it were filling.
Uh-huh. Filling with darkness. Draining all the light and life from it. Slowly.
Well, you're cursed.
An eternal ebb and flow.
Yes.
We got that.
We've known for like 20.
It was just worth reiterating.
Nesgrim, seriously, are you holding out?
How high are you?
Wait, have you guys noticed he's green?
Have I?
Shit!
We've made several detours
That's
for the
fair.
sake of our friends. I don't think curiosity is something that we can really give into right now, unfortunately.
That's fair.
Not if you're gonna die soon, no.
I don't know if I'm going to die. If this was just going to kill me, that would be a much smaller problem, but I don't know what it's going to do.
That's bad.
Yes. It might release something,
Release?
like a door.
A door?
Yes.
Her hand's a door?
It could be.
She's got
Hopefully
door
we do
hands.
not have to find out.
Yes, we did
Well,
not
it is
wish to know.
similar to a window. We know that.
You know that.
Fair. Well, let's go fucking find things.
It's very eloquent of you, Nesgrim.
It's great.
Let's fucking find some shit, alright?
Let's go find some things.
Nesgrim, I suppose it's time for you to make your spirit proud. And protect us.
Sure.
Marching orders always, I assume.
Me at the front then? Oh, you want me at the back again? Okay.
The pack
I
leader is
still
at the
have
back.
trust issues
Right.
since the pod
If
incident.
we have to run away from something that's in front of us, you need all the head start you can get.
That's fair. And if it comes from behind, you don't have to outrun the owlbear, you just have to outrun me.
That was the
And if it comes from behind, well,
It's your fault anyway.
it's probably your fault.
Yeah, it's also, if we're trying to sneak around a place, you're the last one we want going.
Fair. Alright, well, let's get walking.
Ah, beautiful. Well. So, Rirda was the one who was leading you eastward, so Rirda would be again at the front of the marching order with you. As we begin our trajectory eastwards, we'll say that we'll consolidate the efforts to acquire any herbs or anything like that on the way out. Those are roles that we can handle after the conclusion of the stream. Yeah, so we'll say that, as previously indicated, it takes you the other roughly 90-ish minutes to 2 hours to reach the conclusion of the Fellwood. Continue to make your passage through the underbrush of the tall evergreen trees. You weave your way through and find yourselves cresting outside of that threshold. So at the conclusion of the forest here, from what was previously indicated by the visions of the height at the cloud stairs of our good friends. Damn. You see the familiar mountains that have always lingered in the distance for those of you who live in Oshuamp or who have explored the Fellwood to any extent. The mountain peaks are grand. Mountain peak height, you know?
You know.
In terms of actual heights of mountains, I would tell you that the peaks look familiar to you as what we would know as mountain heights. But no, they're about 4,000 feet high.
Couldn't have known that.
Right?
Wouldn't have known.
Yes.
You might know it as mountain height.
Yes,
you
you
might have
might
heard
be
of it.
familiar with it as mountain height.
Scientific name, mountain height.
How
But
big are
for-
they? Mountain big.
Some of our survivalist people here, they're not the tallest of mountains, but they are not small mountains.
Middle mountains.
Middle mountains.
Mid-range mountain.
Yeah, mid-range mountain.
Grande mountain.
Now, are these like mountains like we're at the base of the mountain and it goes like up kind of thing, or is this like a gradual become mountain?
Gradual become mountain. I will tell you that the initial...
Just a mountain out of nowhere.
Holy shit!
It's a straight vertical wall.
Gradually become mountain? You mean the base of the mountain?
Yes, but like sometimes,
But does it have a base or is it just there?
sometimes
This is all mountain!
you know,
Wait, did you guys stop and look around? We're actually
How
on the mountain.
Sometimes you start climbing a mountain and it's like just a slight vertical incline, and sometimes it's like you have to climb the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, there will absolutely be points at which you will have to climb the mountain. But the beginning trajectory of it is, initial onset hilly slopes. With where you guys are, you have the goggles on. In terms of previously mentioned the distancing of it, it's clear visibility out here. I'm going to tell you that, you guys hit the threshold. You take a few moments to stand here and pause, and you're able to discern through the cracks of, these smaller peaks as it begins to ascend, because it is moderately hilly at first, and then it obviously begins to form to the lower crags and peaks of this mountainous range as it ascends. You're able to discern what looks like cairns. So the statuous pillars of small stones meant to actually be utilized for trajectory for mountain ascensions. You're able to see that there are a couple of them about... You guys... I'm going to say that it's probably only about 300 to 400 feet to the north of you guys.
Fucking sweet, we found a fast travel.
Yeah, you guys effectively... You have the goggles. Like, I don't want to remove the efficacy or the value of the item for you. It feels way too easy to be like, I said what the weather is going to be like. It's not horrible today. It's pretty clear visibility. There's a little bit of a light snow. I still don't think that that's going to make it where you would not be able to, after a few moments, see these. Because the cairns are like 6 feet high, 5 feet high. They're the size of a person.
They're going to stand out.
Yeah, they want to be visible. You're supposed to know where these are.
Yeah.
They look obvious.
There looks to be a marked path to the north. Perhaps if we head in that direction.
Does it seem safe to follow?
It is a path.
Those are typically left for others to climb.
Attempt to climb a part of the mountain that has not been scaled, if you'd like. Although I don't know that I'm eager to carry my own pack.
No, I don't wish to scale the mountain, but I think we should be careful about designated pathways as well.
We are headed to a place that used to be a city.
Was it a city?
Mm-hmm.
I guess the ruins are in the mountains, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It is likely the path that was used to ascend to that place.
Should take us...
I'd rather not get lost.
I agree.
As always, your choices are your choices.
I'm not arguing against taking the path.
Mm.
Just that
We will be vigilant.
we should be cautious because others would also see the path, presumably, and...
Yes, we do not know who or what we will find out here.
Perhaps they will have the same thought and climb the mountain instead.
I like the way those rocks are looking at me. Well, also a reminder, everyone, mind your footing. It's
Yes.
not going to be the same terrain that we were traversing through previously.
Should keep an eye out for caverns. Do believe we still need Blackroot.
Yeah, I will tell you as well, just because the goggles, you're capable of seeing, the north and south trajectory for you guys are obviously looking eastward. You would be able to see straight ahead of you, and then northward and southward. You're able to see the entire line of this mountain range. Again, the mountains are not right up against the edge of the tree line, but it's only about 100 feet or so from the edge of the tree line to where the mountains begin to ascend. I will tell you that you see what looks like the slight declination to give you the idea of a cavern about 150 to 200 feet to the south, so pretty close to where you guys are. You would also see one after about a moment. Obviously, you're concentrating on the cairns, but you would see another one about 150 to 200 feet north of the cairns. So you can see that there are two cavernous. Both look comparable in terms of the declination and the size. They look as though they are, from your vantage point, still
Cavern-sized.
I mean, the goggles are pretty fucking OP, especially when I'm going to do it for a meaningful expedition like this and have it feel appropriately valuable for, like, a non-combat magical item. You can see that the width of the southern cavern looks as though it is probably about 9.5, 10-ish feet wide, and it looks as though it is about 11 to 13 feet in height. The northern one looks as though it is about 7-ish feet in width and about 8 to 9 feet in height.
So mouth of a cave dipping like downwards into the deeper into the earth.
Correct.
Got it. Okay.
And of course, by caverns, I mean like that one. Or that one. Although
Keep an eye
that
out
one
for
is in the direction that we need to head in.
Yes.
But that one is slightly larger.
I would also like to keep in mind they might be easier to enter that also means that something big could be residing inside as well.
That's fine.
The smaller one is to the north.
Fine.
I'll kill it.
If we wanted to make a pit stop. Although if we are going to the southern one, we should do that before we go north. As not to backtrack.
Yes.
Sure.
Any-
Might as well go to the one on the way.
I think so.
We can always come back to the other
Yes.
if
we
we
will.
still need Blackroot when we make our return.
I could. How far away is it?
200-ish feet to the south, 150-ish feet beyond the cairn, so 350 to the north, 450 to the north.
So the one to the south is closer.
Correct.
How much of it do we need?
How much Blackroot do you guys need?
Yeah.
4 ounces of each of the herbs. I do not believe you guys have acquired any Blackroot. Or you got a small amount.
We
from
got a
the
small
Orc
amount.
Chieftain.
Oh, right,
I believe I gave you either a quarter or a half of an ounce.
I think we need 4 ounces of it.
On down notes.
Fog.
It's also 4 ounces per ritual.
Half an ounce.
The southern cave is closer?
Correct.
I'm going to
7.5
use.
ounces.
Correct.
Might want to have both caves.
Do we want to just hit? I can use. Yeah, I'll use locate. What?
What? Are you going to use a spell?
Yeah, I was going to use locate plants
Good.
for the black root.
Going to utilize a small amount of your Blackroot. Cast the spell. Go right ahead.
I'm gonna do that. We decided within 1 mile, right?
Correct.
I'm assuming it will give me the closest
Correct.
location. 6.
What are
So
the-
no.
6. No burnout. Yeah. Can you please read to me whether or not there are, as with some of the other detection-based spells, if there are any limitations on, like, lead, metals, stone, woods?
No.
There are things like that for some
Yeah,
that they do
it's-
not penetrate.
No, since it gives you like a just a
Just a kind of like a radar blip, I guess, would
believe
be the
so,
most
yeah.
equivalent thing.
It-
Yeah. I'll tell you that you absolutely detect. Does it give you any idea in terms of a quantity?
No,
Just that there is that present.
because it's locate animals or plants. So I think it's just that.
It's the thing that you sacrifice a piece of.
Oh wait, I could have ritual cast that. Darn it.
You can.
No, I just.
You absolutely could.
I'm not going to.
Ritual cast it.
So I'm sorry, just real quick. So you're casting it, correct?
Yeah,
Okay. I mean,
and there's.
you're not ritual casting. You're just casting it.
Yeah, no, I
Okay.
just need
I
to.
just wanted to pay specific attention to her casting.
I just need to describe or name it,
Oh, okay.
which I'm assuming is within the verbal components. It's
Sure.
verbal, somatic, and material, but the material is. It's a bit of blood, fur from a bloodhound, but I have my my focus.
Sure.
So
Yeah. Comprises the material components. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. Yeah, I will indicate to you that you absolutely know for sure that there is Blackroot in that cave to the south, that is the most proximate location of Blackroot to you.
there is some in that cave to the south.
Well, let's go get it then.
Is that what everyone else wants to do?
I think so. I think it is worth it to try to get as much as we can before heading into the mountains.
It's fair.
This is close by.
So that way, of course, Victoria can repeat that and find more. The more we find, the more she can find.
I can only
You
do
have
that
to
three times. It's not like a.
We already know where it grows.
It's not
Okay.
It's not like detect magic where it just stays up.
Hmm.
It gives me. I learned the direction and distance of the closest creature or plant of that kind. Within.
Let us be on with it.
225 feet.
Is that about how far?
Cave is about 150 feet down.
Which means it's
Inside the cave.
It's a deep cave.
It's a deep cave.
Great.
It's in that direction.
Let's go spelunking.
Retorta?
Yeah.
What type of spell was that?
It's what do you mean?
School?
What kind of magic, and does it have a name?
Would Retora know that?
The school or the name
Yeah.
of the spell?
The school. It has a name. It's locate animals or plants, but
You would know the name.
Mhm.
I would say that you were not educated on the schools of magic. I will tell you, Paul, that you would know the school of magic. Divination,
it's
correct?
divination.
Divination.
Okay.
If we are going to
South.
Yeah, I just
take a detour to the south, we should be on with it.
Yes.
I agree.
And be quick. Go in, get what we need, and leave.
agreed.
I'm just going to actively state that as we are approaching the cave, I'm going to keep my eyes out for any oddities, ambushing, or teeth on the entrance of the cave.
Wait, it's a mimic. The cave is a mimic.
Listen, a monster John would put in a
like
monstrous.
He doesn't watch SpongeBob. He doesn't know about the last
Doesn't
conclusion.
matter.
He knows
Doesn't
now,
matter.
DJ!
Your
greatest
put that out there,
weakness.
but keep my eyes out for any signs of tracks, ambush, any type of stuff that I would know to keep my eyes out for as I sneak around the woods normally.
Yeah.
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 As we
As
were
a hunter.
approaching, I'd keep an eye out for tracks of animal sorts.
Keep a nose out as well.
Yeah.
Cave teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Because
I
it's,
just
it's
want to
a
look at
big
the type of rock.
opening, right?
Is it nice
it's
rock?
it's a large opening. You said it's like 13 by 11.
Correct.
Yeah.
Very large opening.
I'm Forrest's thinking there could be an owlbear in there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not taking any chances.
Paul, I'll tell you, it's
It's rock.
no, I mean, I would say that it looks probably pretty sedimentary. You would be able to see that there are visible layers between colorations in the rock itself.
Feldspar.
Yeah.
Par. It's on par. It's
I
You said
know.
different colorations. Are they mostly dark or?
Yes, darkish grays, darkish browns, a little bit of a hinting of lighter tans, but mostly, yes, sedimentary rocks. Well, walking order, my good friends.
I'd be at the very back. The caboose.
I guess I'd be in the front, knowing the. So I guess
We know where we're headed.
We know where.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'll stay close to the front, but
I'd
probably
also-
not first.
I'll go first.
I'll stay up front.
Vorst could go first. I go behind Vorst. And keep
I
in
will
mind-
tell you that it's 13 feet wide, so you can go 2 by
Yeah.
2.
I'll go next to Vorst.
Hurrah. Hurrah. Thank you,
Peter's
John.
making
That was
a
a-
lot of noise.
That was a thinker. but-
Surfaces are
Anchor.
Where
A
would you
little-
like to go,
little
sir?
spicy.
So far we have Vorst and Ether at the front, Nesgrim at the back. Rearda will fill in wherever.
Retor is behind Horst and Ether.
I'll be next to her.
All right. My good Sir Felix.
In front of Nesgrim.
Not next.
I would direct Rearda to cover next to Nesgrim.
Okay. So we got Vorst and Ether, Retor and Yalamlo, Felix single file, well, single in the
More
row.
like a hopscotch board.
Yeah, you guys kind of are. And then Nesgrim and Rearda
As
at the
many
back.
people surrounding me as possible.
I am safe.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Got himself a meat
So-
wall.
So very safe. We're gonna take a break.
All right.
We'll be right back, friends.
Well, I'm going to take this opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
nothing here.
Oh,
Welcome
that looks
back, everybody.
good.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Paul's in the map.
Paul!
Paul, get out of there.
Oh, no, it's Matt Paul.
I can move him if that's.
No, I don't care.
He's like technically not.
Yeah,
in
he's
the
in a
map.
dead
He's like
zone
literally
here.
in the dead zone.
Yeah.
I am the
cavern.
Oh no, it's Paul.
Nick, is that light on the hue?
Yeah, hold on.
Oh, my eyes.
Watch your eyes, friends.
I'm
Stare
ready
right
for
into it.
How does one watch their own eyes?
Like this.
There we go.
I stared right into it. Nothing happened, Don.
Very good.
I mean,
I'm now glowing like an angel.
Ah, you guys are traversing southward
Alright.
towards the opening of this cavern.
Mm-hmm.
delicious cavern.
Mm-hmm.
Boris and Ether approaching first.
Mm-hmm.
You guys can describe to me how you are moving.
Cautiously.
Yeah. I don't want to make any noises that presumably something owlbear shaped would hear.
Sure. Yeah.
I'd say
mean-
probably like the first 50 feet, like with some speed, and then as we get closer,
Okay.
slow down.
Sure. Traveling at a careful pace, I'll ask Vorst and Ether to make stealth checks with advantage. As you are traveling at a cautious, slow pace. How the fuck?
21.
Very good.
Don't know how I rolled 2 8s, but yeah,
Ooh,
that's
Forrest
an
has
8.
the pot now.
Eight. Yeah. I'll say that as you're walking, you guys are sure-footed. There is a small amount of snow that has built itself up here, as it obviously, towards the base of the mountain, would have a pretty decent accumulation. I'll say that because there's a little bit more of a height, and you're carrying more belongings because you are sharing more of the pack herd burden. The snow just crunches under your boots a little more loudly than it does for Ether. Not as though you're giving off any sound yourself, simply just the realism of the weight of your individual person. How closely would you guys like to approach the mouth of the cavern?
I would probably
Yeah.
say here, like just out of direct range, so that way
Just
we can-
outside of mouth range.
Yeah.
Mhm. I would also be looking for spots in the snow and the teeth. Spots in the snow that might be sunken in from like footprints that were crushed into the snow and then it
Snowed
snowed
over.
on top of that, so that way
Mhm.
there's like light divots where that would have filled in a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
just for small sunken spots of like where other people might have traversed.
Yeah, absolutely. You can make a survival check with advantage because that is very clever.
Is it currently snowing?
Very lightly.
That's weird. I rolled exactly the same thing, just on the opposite die. Survival is a 24.
24?
Yes.
I will say that there are no indentations to you that are in the location of the opened, I'll give like a V shape or like a U shape, whatever
Sure.
it would be more appropriate for the mouth out from that opening of the cavern. No indentations that look to you as though there is any foot traffic in this area.
Lovely. I will.
I'm gonna give ye oldie smell check.
Okay, yeah. You
Good
can
old
make your
sniff check.
perception check with advantage for your smell checks.
Yeah, I'm gonna whisper that back to
2 11s. What the hell?
to be
Nice.
passed down the
It's
line
right.
to everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a 13.
13? Yeah. I will say that from the... I think it is the most fair thing for me to be able to say to you that you're going to be able to get odors exiting from the mouth of the cave. The thing that I want to make sure that I indicate is that the airflow would have to escape.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the wraparound effect. So you get, as you pause for a moment, say 15, 20 feet outside of the mouth of this cavern, you get the obvious scent of the evergreens right outside of you. You take a moment to, like, make yourself nose blind to that overwhelming odor of the strength of the evergreens. And then inside, you get the smell of wet, rotting wood. You get the lingering odor of dirt and soil, stone, and Well, that's fairly it. A little bit of vegetation, the inclination to you of some form of natural growing life, uncertain as to whether or not you can identify it as fungi or something else.
Earthy.
Yes, definitely very earthy.
Some cave smells.
Some cave smells.
Mm-hmm. Dank.
Some oh so natural cavely odors from this.
I want a candle called Cave Smells.
Certainly a cave.
With a Z.
Smells.
Certainly a cave.
Certainly a cave.
Oh, great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, after smelling, I'll just look at Ether.
Leroy.
That is full Nesgrim.
From the back of the line.
Alright, boys, let's fucking do this!
Oh shit, he just ran in.
God damn it, Leroy. I can see it. I really can. I really can.
I'll do it before the campaign ends. Don't worry.
I genuinely believe you, and I look forward to that moment.
It's going to be at the worst possible time.
Mm-hmm.
Slaughtering that ensues.
I am going to utilize the mirror that I purchased and stick it around the corner of the cave and take a peek.
Sure, so you're going to jut yourself up to the edge of the rock?
Yes.
Hold the mirror out?
Yes.
Angle it?
Yes.
This way the mirror faces inside of the cave?
Yes.
Yeah, just
And then
do
look
roads.
into the mirror?
Yes.
Very good.
You look at it? You look at it?
You're looking at it? You're looking at it in exquisite detail.
Can't wait for there to be a Medusa.
It's a gorgeous. Right there.
Not again!
You looked at it, huh?
Right? Yeah, so I mean, I'll say that you watch as Ether pauses for a moment, takes a few steps over towards the edge of this cave, pulls this small steel mirror out from the side of his bag, holds it aloft and angles it. You get a bit of a sudden, sharp reflection as you see inside. Wow.
Also, just to clarify, I would try to be... Do we know, obviously, wherever the sun is, I would be cognizant to not reflect light into the cave, if possible, to try to block that with my body. If it's behind us.
You don't want to
Easier.
just direct a beam of sunlight
Yeah, I don't
straight into the cave.
Oh, Indiana Jones, no!
Yeah, I don't want to alert anything.
It's easier said than
light
done.
something
Then
on
depending
fire.
on how the light's facing, can you see anything in the mirror?
Right.
It's dark in the cave, you can't
Right.
see anything.
That
That's
might not
kind
be-
of what I
yeah,
was going to
right.
say, is that the sun would be pretty high overhead.
Yep.
If you're angling it that way, it's dark.
Yeah, I'm not.
You
gonna be able to see.
effectively just see darkness
Okay.
reflected back at you.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
That's fine.
The darkness stares back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
you
fine.
looked into the abyss and it absolutely looks right
I've
back
done
at
my
you.
due diligence. I'll
Yeah.
step back in line.
Well, depending on how far it is, would you be able to see with your dark vision, though?
If you want to peep around with your old eyeball
Does
peepers.
dark vision not work against mirrors?
Probably
Against.
not, because you're
Darkness would not have anything to
Reflect.
not.
reflect
Yeah,
out.
you'd just be seeing black.
Fair.
I guess with
If you looked at a picture that was printed in black, if you have dark vision, you're not going to be able to see it.
Correct.
dark vision, it's your
A
eyes are
reflection
letting
is
in
its
more.
own
Yeah.
image that
Yeah.
you would have to be seeing.
Yeah, I understand. That's
Then,
just
then it would still work. I
Hmm?
would argue that it would still work because you still have the heightened light perceptivity. Or
Yeah,
something.
but when you're looking at a mirror, if that thing is this small, you're getting all the light in from around it. So your eyes are going to be adjusted to that light, not the light in the cave. Whereas if you peek around, your eyes are going to adjust to the light of the cave.
It's like looking into a dark room.
Hey, but
from
we're
a
talking
low-lit
about
room.
beings with
argue the
dark
physics
vision,
of it
so they
later.
would still
It's-
pick up anything that hits the mirror.
I mean, dark vision isn't like a superpower. It's just your eyes are better at seeing than.
Yeah, you see better in grayscale and lower light vision. I'm also just going to say that there's no light emanating from any point inside of the cavern, so it is just perpetual darkness inside.
Okay.
No, I'm not going to look around inside of the cave. I'm going to
Okay.
step back. And just communicate the fact that I can't see anything with the mirror.
Yeah.
okay. I would just
I'm gonna.
look into the cave.
I grab my buddy
Okay.
here.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna take
Are there
a
any
look.
I'm gonna creep forward as
spikes
well.
at the top of the cave as we enter?
Are there any what?
Like, I'm losing the word for it, but
Stalactites.
Stalactites?
I thought you said
Yeah.
bikes.
Stalactite.
Yeah, I also thought
I
you said
definitely
bikes.
heard
I was
Those
like,
damn kids, they're using this.
Look, they found my biker gang!
Yeah, like stalactite, like
Shit, there's bikes in here.
pointed rock
Uh,
facing toward us.
No, not from the height of the cavern.
bikes from the orphanage.
So no teeth. Okay.
Nope, no teeth.
Has this happened before?
No, I'm just planning for the worst.
Mm-hmm. And you
Also, it's good to know if there are sharp objects at the top.
Wonders.
I mean, I'm convinced that at some
Look,
point.
we would have,
Oh, I heard
in
that
any
before.
other situation, would walk into the mouth of a creature. I'm just...
Or shove our arms into the mouth.
Yes, things have happened with stone orifices that I'm not comfortable with.
What?
Oh no, run that by me again.
Yeah, you want to expand on that, Don?
That means we gotta unpack that. Hold on.
Just go ahead and
Like, I jerked off a statue, Paul, alright? There's
flip
things...
us into just chatting. We have to unpack
think
this
about
right
it.
now.
Yeah, Voice and I
Yeah, I know
walked
you also
along enough.
sang.
I did.
Oh, man.
So then, as I enter the cave with them, how far in can I see?
What is the extent of your dark vision, sir? 60 feet?
I have none.
None!
I will stay at the entrance of the cavern.
Oh, my. Oh, yeah, that's right. You are the only individual in our party that does not have any dark vision whatsoever. Yeah. So, I'll say that the two of you are dictating that you, as the heads of the walking order, are stepping up to the beautiful mouth of the cave.
I'm gonna creep on in behind them
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, like I said, it's wide enough for you guys to go in 2 by 2.
Perfect.
The extent of your 60 feet of dark vision. You guys are able to see that inside, it looks as though there are rudimentary, naturally formed rock pillars that look as though they might be,
Like natural but shaped.
yeah, like they're chiseled. I mean, there is in some way a distinct structure that is ensuring that they maintain their structural integrity. The ground inside is a very dark, compact black soil. It does not look like the desecrated earth that we are familiar with. I
Thank
will
you.
dictate that to you, yes. It just looks like it's a very dark, black, cavernous soil.
Like a rich
Yeah.
soil.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. I will say that there are areas in which, to the side towards Lawrence's microphone, there are absolutely fragmented pieces of large stoned rubble. Looks as though they have been collectively gathered here. Not as though they fell in a piece of anything. It just looks as though they've been pulled here for a purpose that difficult to discern. They look as though they are just shaped into a small rudimentary little wall. You can see that there are the larger bundlings of rocks comparable to the cairns that were described outside for the ascensions up. They look like they are small stone statues, about 6 feet in height, rudimentary. Again, look as though they are nice spherical stones that are carefully interconnectively laid, so this way they're able to maintain structural integrity, coming up to a small narrowed peak. That is about the extent for where you guys are standing for what you can see for the 60 feet inside with your dark vision.
How far does the snow drift into the mouth of the cave?
Only about the first 10 to 15 feet.
Is that
Not a substantial amount of wind.
the round stones? Is that what's in the center here?
The round stones are
Or is
actually
it
the
this?
stone up, nope, more towards you. That stone.
That stone.
Correct. You guys cannot see all the way back towards that back wall.
And
That
about
is
how deep is the snow? In
At
this
the mouth
general,
of the cave,
yeah.
for where you guys are, I'll say that it is a slight declination down, so the snow itself you're able to see. You guys have been standing in / making your way through about 18 inches, 16 inches worth of snow, so a pretty sincere height, but not anything that has too drastically affected your walking capacity.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take my quarterstaff out and just sort of brush the snow side to side across the front, just to see if there
Even
is
it out.
a definitive separation between the ground out here and the ground in there, like as if there was a floor, or if there is a
Good point.
difference in the soil here, just to make sure.
Soil seems the same. It looks as though as you begin to clear the snow, you can feel that there is an indentation in the ground. It looks like a natural slight declination, only about I don't know, like if you're going at an angle, if we're looking at a flat line as 180, we're looking at like a 165, 170. It's not a drastic slope that goes down. Fucking eyelashes.
Yeah,
Not the
so
worst.
They are.
before we walk in, I want to just kind of take a look and make sure there's no pressure plates or anything for this little ruinous hidey hole.
Absolutely. Make an investigation check for me, please.
It's gonna be a 19.
19. I will indicate to you that as you are looking at the ground, you can see that it is comprised entirely of soil for what you're able to see out from the 60 full feet of your darkfish.
Heading on it.
As we begin to walk in, I'm going to pull out a torch from my pack and use my tinderbox to light it.
Cool.
Don't like that.
And I'll use my mystic hand to move it 5 feet in front of me and 10 feet in the air above.
Please don't like that.
Yeah, I mean, you begin to pull out the flint.
Getting lit.
Hmm?
Unless you're actively stopping me from lighting it.
I would 100% turn around and tell you probably don't do that just yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does take a full minute to light a torch. It's up to you guys in terms of your interaction.
I can't see.
Yes, but we don't want anything in here being able to see us.
I can see you, Felix, or I can see Felix, and I'm right here. You're surrounded by people who can. We'll protect you.
If we are going to search this cave for Blackroot, at some point we will need
We will need light, yes.
more light.
Just upon entering, let's
and
make
if
sure
there
it's...
is anything here, I imagine it will know that we are here before we know it's here.
That's fair.
We've
Yes.
already spoken in this very empty cave.
We are also standing at the entrance with the light behind us. They will see our shadows beforehand. I doubt the torch will matter at this point.
In that case, Lyra!
If we provide the light, perhaps we will not be taken by surprise.
That's a good point. Go ahead
I'll
then.
continue to light the torch.
Yeah, you guys pause for a moment.
I'm just gonna reach over and grab the torch and just cast light on it.
That cool with you?
I'll take out a second torch.
Oh,
So, I mean, I'm going to hold the one that... Actually, how far does light extend? Because it's probably brighter than the natural fire.
20
20
feet bright, 20 feet dark?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 20 feet bright,
It's
20 feet
the same
dim.
amount as a torch, if I remember
Oh,
correctly
okay.
off the top of my head.
So
It should
I'll
be
hold the
20
one
total.
with light cast on it, and then I'll pull out another torch and light it with a tinderbox and float that one.
Very good. Please move your characters as you would like to move to whatever.
I would stay in
Extent.
formation.
Mm-hmm.
So just move me in where I am.
Scooch.
You guys, as
Get
you're,
in
I'll
there.
describe it as you're moving because I, again, want to do my best to simulate in real time without having to continuously pause to ask you guys, are you moving 5 feet?
Yeah.
You guys continuously take steps 5 feet in. You can see that the soil continues to extend outwards, the mouth of the cave widening into an almost comparable shape as the bulb on Ratora's right palm. The natural stone formations, again, that look as though they are here to maintain structural integrity, continue to look as the same as the first one. You can see that there are a few that are thinner and smaller than the other ones. They look as though they have broken out from the top. In those areas, you can see what looks like the stalactites forming from the heights of the ceiling, coming down almost connecting to the heights of the smaller pillars. However, there is definitively a gap. I will tell you that the height of the cave, as you are now inside of it, having gone down a little bit of a declination, is about 22 to 24 feet in height. So it looks as though you're continuously going slightly down. I unfortunately can't do that with the map capacity that we have with us.
Damn 2D.
Right? Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to describe three-dimensional spaces with a 2D dimensional projection. But yes, it looks as though it continues to go down at a little bit of a slope, maybe giving you the indication that you're going only about 5-6 feet underground. You know, nothing serious, nothing major, but quite larger ceiling, as well as the crude rudimentary stone formation in the center behind one of the pillars. That's not actually a decorative stone. It looks as though it is large slabs of rock that have been dragged and piled on top of each other. It looks like it's about 4 to 5 thin, maybe Man, I'm terrible with judging. Like 2 inches thick, 2.5 inches thick. It looks like it's maybe 5 to 6 plates stacked on top of each other. If that's 3 inches, I don't
It's maybe about
fucking
3
know.
inches.
Whatever the fuck it is, dude. Thickness.
Inch height.
It's inch heights.
That's like 2.
It's like 2 to 3 inches of fucking thickness. It's like 5 to 6 plates stacked.
It's about
thick with
2
one C.
C's.
Yeah, right?
It's 1 C.
Stacked on top of each other. You can see that there are definitively gaps in spaces because they're not laid. They're not set into each other. They're simply crudely stacked on top of each other like delicious dinner plates for you all.
Thank you very much for the 50 bits, just a dirty boot. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. So,
Nice.
that is the extent of the dark vision for what you guys have at your 65. Correct. Would you guys continue to keep moving? You guys have the light, actually, so I will say 20, and then 60 on. You can see the backs of the cave.
Cool.
Because I would say that the dark vision would kick in at the onset of the dark vision, or the dim light outside of the stretch of your spell for light or your torch. So I will say that you're capable of seeing the backs of the cave. It is natural stone formation, same sedimentary rock of the composition of the outside mountains. Dark grays, mostly blacks. It looks as though it forms very comparable to the soil in terms of coloration. And in that one corner, yeah, absolutely. It looks like there are mounds of stone. It looks as though it's... Oh, a cave in. It's the simplest way that I could describe it.
Fun.
It looks as though it is a large, wider at the base, slightly narrowing as it ascends up into the corner of the room. It looks as though it is about 25-ish feet wide, and it goes up the entire length of it. So, I mean, it thins out slightly. You're capable of climbing, and you see it kind of naturally forms almost like the shaping of like a chimney or a funnel that narrows up as it reaches the corner of the cave.
How far back does this cave go?
In totality, 70-ish feet, 80 feet, if I remember correctly from when I drew it.
Does that seem far enough for the...
For the black root detection?
Yeah.
Absolutely. 225, you were 150 away, 75, math checks out.
Bing, bing.
I'm gonna,
Bing pot.
as we enter the cave, I'm gonna kind of turn to my companions and pantomime to keep quiet.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna point at Felix's light and look at Felix
Mm-hmm.
and tell the one that's floating, and tell him like point to the center of the room to indicate that I would like him to make it float to the center of the room and up, if you can.
I'll move it to the center of the room as I continue to I fuck Vorst.
I'm going to bite my boy. I'm gonna bite my lip, but not like in the regular fashion. Like I'm gonna bite my top lip.
Like a goddamn bulldog, dude.
No, and then I'll indicate to fan out and to stay quiet.
Yeah,
What
so
we
I'll
get?
move it the maximum distance that I can keep it away from me, which is 30 feet.
30 feet? Yeah, so
So
I'll
it's
say
slightly
that...
elevated, and then 30 as far out as it can go, so about like 25,
Sure.
23-ish feet.
Absolutely. Yeah, we begin to, fan out as we're sliding through.
Oh no, Felix.
Gotta get Felix in here.
Yeah, hand me Felix real quick.
Hell no.
Why?
I'm gonna glue him to a base so that he stops falling over.
Right now?
But that it adds character when he falls over.
Yeah.
Hey, Donnie boy,
Yes.
here's a light for you.
Oh, Donnie boy.
So this way you can indicate
The
to me.
torch.
The light, the
So
light.
30 feet away from Felix.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think on top of that pillar's comparable, right?
Yeah, right about there.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Again, the pillar does reach the ceiling itself, but we'll say that it is in that area. We'll even have it circle around so you can get a good view of the pillar itself. Yeah. Woo! Dance for me.
Police are here.
Starting the
Open
party.
up.
Right?
I gotta hang some like
Where is
fishing
it?
line from the ceiling.
Yeah,
Just
so
get,
I mean,
like,
you guys
wires
are
and
able to
just-
see pretty well lit. The sections of the corners for the stacks of the rotting logs are absolutely very old, wet, fragmented pieces of decayed, rotting bark. Looks like the bark from the trees of the fellwood for the individuals, especially Yalimwa, who's so familiar with wood.
He's a woodman.
That these look as though weeks, months old. very strange for wood to have been gathered and collected here in such a fashion and then to be left behind because wood is such a valuable commodity up here. You can see that there are spots in which it looks as though it was cleanly cut, separated, but now the stacks lay molded, wet and rotting.
Say molten?
I wish. I will also indicate for how far away you guys are. It's going to be hard to see, but I will say that along the back walls, in the center, yes, to the sides of the rubble, in that general area, you guys are able to see that it looks as though there is something crudely carved into the stone.
Oh, great.
From your distance, it looks like a depiction, like a cave etching.
Great.
You said the this pile here was a rudimentary.
Cairn.
Okay.
Correct.
I'd like to just kind of creep around the room,
Creep.
behind various
Stone to stone.
stone to stone, just peeking around. Basically, I want to get a full
Assassin's Creed style.
what?
Bam, bam.
Scooby-Doo,
Shucking and jiving.
Your head pokes out from one, you go behind it, and then your head pokes out from another one super far away.
Yeah, I
We're
don't
gonna
know,
Metal Gear this thing.
I don't know if you've ever seen the cats creep around
Yes,
things, but
absolutely.
kind of like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Make a stealth check with advantage there.
No, can we not start with stealth check?
Well, who else is doing things?
While that's happening, I'm going to use my Helm of Telepathy to
Where is?
zoom into Felix's brain with Detect Thoughts so that way I can send him a message.
Good.
Vroom.
I'm thinking about how.
Thank you very
What
much.
color are
again
your
for
eyes,
that.
Boris?
Thank you very much.
18.
Thank you so much.
Sneak around oh so quietly.
I would stay with Reardon.
Glenn. Paul
Boris.
wants to know the color of Vor's eyes.
They're
What
like honeydew color, like yellow, gold, brown color.
how shiny his eyes are.
Like the color of honey.
Getting really intimate in this game.
You said you get detect thoughts. Very shiny eyes.
Damn.
Thank you for the additional 100 bits as well. Thank you so much.
Hey.
Thank you for
Thank
popping
you
in.
for
Thank
popping
you for the
in,
bits.
seriously.
We really appreciate it. Yeah, I'm going to send a message to Felix
Yeah.
telling him that there is a picture on the back wall and to zip that light on over so we can see.
Cool.
If I see
Alright,
Felix,
so I'm gonna have to move further in then.
I'm gonna walk with Felix then.
All right, the lad
Oh,
boy and the
yes,
squishy
man.
boy walking together.
Bye bye.
Move the light as I move.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm moving with them as well.
Yeah. I'm going to go here by this statue because that sounds cool.
Where's Rita going?
We're just kind of hanging out at the opening of the cave, just looking outside.
That's fair.
He'll
There
keep
he is.
watch. He's a good boy. He
Runs
understands
in our
formations.
family.
Do I just hear...
Any of these spots that you described it looking like things had been dragged into piles or dragged into the place that they're at? I just want to look at the ground. You said it's kind of... The stuff in here is wet. I want to look at the ground and see if any of the ground looks less wet, like things had been moved.
Like from there.
Recently.
Recently? Sure, absolutely. I will say that as you inspect the soil and give it a tap with some sense of exposed skin, the soil itself feels a little bit damp. As you guys are in here, I will say that you do hear the slight drippings of natural. So as sedimentary rock, there are going to be gaps and breaches in between the fragmented sections of the rock. You guys are underneath an abundance of snow. Like, that is, again, where the formation of the stalactites would come through. I will say that it's not going to make it where it's, incredibly dank, but, there is a dampness here.
Yeah.
I will say that in the areas of the ground for the stones, I will say that there are small scrapings in the soil, indicating that they're probably somewhat recent, again matching up with what you would know for the several weeks in terms of the natural rotting of wood if it's left wet.
Sure.
Anyone else?
Yeah, as we're moving past all these pillars and things, I'm gonna kind of look and feel along the sides a little bit to see if there's any like indentations or like carved slots out of them where something might be like stored.
Sure, make an investigation check for me.
And you said the little pillars are statues, rudimentary statues?
They are also the same things in terms of the pillars that look as though they were originally there for structural integrity. The thinness, as you guys are in a more proximate area to them, I'll say, is just depreciation of the stone over time, just natural erosion. Just between the water itself, like as you look at the ground around it, you can see that there's like a higher density in terms of the soil quality because there's going to be more silt from like the stone breaking up and the minerals breaking down. What'd you get, Don?
18.
18?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll say that you kind of like take a moment as you pause and run your hand along and you feel that, the stones themselves, like, they feel kind of smooth now that you're close to it. You get that kind of like grit along your fingers as like you run it over and you can tell that they're not polished whatsoever.
Sure.
They look smooth mostly because, again, there's going to be water running down the surfaces of them. It will naturally smooth it out.
Yeah, so wet rocks, essentially.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes,
Cool.
Is there
Yes.
like a draft in here at all?
That was why the smell for the cave was circulating out. And we are hovering this light source back over towards the back edges of the wall.
Yep.
Very good.
So while it's still in the center, sorry, before we move,
Oh yeah, you're fine.
about how high are the stalactites?
The
towards the center of the
stalactites come down from ceiling, so they would
Right.
descend about.
So like the tips of them, like the lowest point that we
Sure.
can see.
Yeah. I'll say that the lowest points look like they're about 16 to 17 feet, so that would give the indication that they're 6-ish feet in length, 5 to 6
Okay.
feet in length.
All right.
Yeah, and we begin hovering this back towards us.
Mm-hmm. And then move it.
I'm gonna continue to
Wait.
creep along this like just
Mm-hmm.
kind of hugging the side of the wall and everything, creeping around the rocks, just making sure that we are alone in this cave.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Felix and I are just walking, I guess, the most direct route.
Mm-hmm.
Felix,
I'm gonna creep around.
you taking the most direct route to the carving?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna sniff around, see if I can get a better smell of if there's anything else in here.
Absolutely.
Uh,
Make another
just-
perception check with advantage for me, please.
Did you say that these pillars
Yes.
look like natural pillars
Yeah.
that have started eroding?
Yes. Yeah, it looks like there is some level of work done to them in terms of where there are areas in which you can see that there are the obvious markings of like some kind of chisel work to maintain like the same shape throughout. So you obviously would not want a very, narrow base with like a super wide centered portion. So like I would indicate that you could see that on some of the more circular centered portions you can see areas in which it looks as though it's been cracked and chiseled away and there's like a sharp indentation to kind of keep it more comprised in a column shape. What did you
13.
get? 13? Yeah, I will say that you get the same comparable smells as you are inside of here. Where are you located currently? Sorry.
All the way on the right, behind
You're
that
all the way on
pillar.
the right there, actually. Okay. Yeah, I will say that you get the same smell of the rotting wood right behind you. I will also say that inside of that pile of stones, you get the smell of like wet leather. It almost smells like old wet animal fur that's been kind of sitting.
Smells like wet dog.
Yeah, it smells a little bit
Sorry.
it's a little bit difficult for you to pull out.
Mm-hmm.
I would give you the indication that it feels as though it is quite earthy. As though possibly caught beneath said rubble.
We found a hippie.
What?
Said we found a hippie. In a cave, earthy smell.
Cool, so who's going towards the back walls? It's-
Felix and I.
Cool.
Yeah, we're behind
Here you
them.
go, buddy. This is what's on the back wall.
Alright, okay.
Oh shit.
So I'm going to read it as I see it.
I'll take a picture and send it in.
Please do. Sal av de Sista Vonin. Bror av Bror.
Please,
at
DJ,
Tele-
please. Because this worked out so well for you guys in the past.
No, this is DJ, not Nesgrim.
Let me
Sorry.
just recite this incantation.
Bar, bar, bar.
That's fine. Nesgrim wouldn't be pronouncing it right.
Yes, I just want to make sure Nesgrim is not reading it loud.
No, this is DJ. For
Okay.
for
DJ or Nesgrim DJ?
Okay.
DJ. Ugh. This is DJ.
The DJ that's played by Nesgrim?
Yes. Sal av de Sista Vonin. Bror av Bror at Helig Foer Sto Med Blad Og Oaks. Zo Sir.
I'm pretty sure it'd be safe for Nesgrim to read it out loud because there's zero chance he's pronouncing any of it right.
Mazinagisk.
Paul, I
Git
sent it in
Frog.
Discord.
Gudmakisk.
Frog. I can't wait for the fucking subtitles. Frog Grove Market.
Oaks Zosi. Grove Street.
Do I have any indication what language this is?
As Nesgrim, no.
Fair. Bror
Is
av
there-
Bror.
Dwarvish.
Nesgrim's not reading this out
No,
loud.
this
Okay.
is DJ. Bror av Bror at Helig for eat for Kun et sto Hanwer eat dod de dod Kong.
Oh, good. Dot Gong.
Did he?
You can't see it, guys. We're saying.
Dot Gong.
Did he? The Donkey Kong.
You know Dot Gong.
Dog Dividon,
Can we get a DK Donkey Kong?
Dividend? Is that what you said?
DK.
owner of the Dimsdale Dividon.
Chunky's dead.
He's underneath the rubble.
And then there's two symbols that I don't recognize. That just
I mean, I'm not
Yeah,
over there,
fair.
so that's,
Not over there yet.
I'm still
I'm
creeping
very
around.
interested in that.
I want to see it, but I'm over there.
Okay, so yeah, how big is it on the wall?
Nope.
Pretty large. I will say that the words themselves, as well as the symbols, look as though each letter about 8 inches, 10 inches. The symbols, the two symbols that are on the page as well, are probably about 12 to 14 inches, 15 inches in height. Very large.
And so does it look dwarvish?
I will say it is not Dwarvish, but I will give you a comparative language and tell you that it's giant.
bruh.
Bruh.
Oh, so your pronunciation was off. It's
So I definitively know it's giant, but I can't understand anything.
Correct.
Nesgrim, it's I can't understand it, but it's giant.
Oh,
yes, it is quite large.
I can't understand.
Because I'm assuming it's like kind of like looking at if you look at like German and Russian. You
Yeah.
can tell that it's Russian, but you don't know what the hell it says.
Absolutely.
right.
Mm-hmm.
I think it says bruh.
I don't know what it says.
Castle Arg.
I see Dad.
Dot Gong.
DK Dunk.
I'll just kind of like over my shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Does anyone know? Can anyone read this?
What is it?
The words that Felix says it's giant.
I don't think I will be able to read that.
Can anyone read giant? Rearda?
Read. Her name's not Reed, bruh.
Rearda, can you read?
Kinda.
Can you read giant?
I've never looked at a giant. I can look at it.
Sure. Look at these words.
Words.
Yeah, I
Does it
mean,
mean anything to you?
he walks over.
What are these strange markings?
Just kind of like pauses for a moment.
He's totally gonna say that he's seen it somewhere.
I mean, yeah.
Like, I don't know what it means, but I've definitely seen that shit.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, I mean, he looks at it and looks at the symbols. Those things are kind of familiar.
Do you know what they mean?
Nope.
Great.
I don't remotely know what they mean.
Do you remember seeing them somewhere?
That's what familiar means.
Fair.
I've seen him in other caves in the area.
Okay.
I haven't seen the words that look like this, too.
Any pattern that you can... Is this, like... Are the pillars similar? Is there anything similar about this cave as to the rest of them?
Yeah.
Were the others abandoned like this one?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
And stones arranged in this sort of fashion?
Yeah, all along the stretches here. I don't know what they're for. I don't know what they did here.
While they're sorting that, I'm going to track that leather smell to the pile of stone.
Huh?
And does it give any indication that it's closer or further into the pile?
As you approach it, it would smell like it is closer, but it's still gives you the inclination that it's at least at some depth into the pile itself. I'll ask you to make a perception check since you're in the area, just to give you some sense. It is not a smell check.
13 again.
13 again?
Mhm.
Yeah, I will say that
All
you're
the
kind of in
lights.
the area. There's a decent amount of illumination. It's kind of flickering. Something feels strange about the rock pile.
It's a mimic.
No, I mean, something feels strange about the rock pile. Like, it looks as though as you approach the rock pile and pause near it, it kind of, like, shakes.
Like a cat.
Like when they like pull it.
Yeah, so I mean, you just kind of like gently lay your hand on a closed stone. It feels like a cold, wet, hard rock underneath your fingertips.
Does it feel like it's vibrating?
Slightly. A little bit of a tremor.
Very softly remove my hand.
Uh-huh.
Very lightly step back
Mm-hmm.
around to the pillar in the center of the room.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna look over at Yalamo. The rocks are shaking.
Vorst, are you holding out?
The hell does that mean?
The rocks are vibrating.
Gonna look at the rocks.
Yeah, they look like rocks. I'll ask you to make a perception check.
I'm gonna start kind of zigzagging my way across the room,
Bam, 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 bam.
creeping.
Do you
Like,
want
I'm
move
just-
myth with advantage? Because of the specs?
There is sufficient light, yes.
Okay. 14.
14? Yeah. The rocks, definitely something seems off. Like, it looks as though there is a little bit of a shaking inside of them naturally. You don't feel a tremor. You have no inclination. Like, you guys have experienced
Yeah, like
avalanches.
the rest of the room is not
Yeah,
shaking.
nothing is moving. And it doesn't look like it's drastic. It looks like it's every, few seconds. It just looks like a slight timbering shake.
What are the shape of these rocks?
Yeah, I mean, it's about 20, 25 feet wide. It looks as though it is naturally shaped up, almost like rounded out. So, I mean, it would be 8 to 10-ish feet out from the wall.
Can't see.
They look as though after about 6 to 7 feet, they kind of naturally slide in, and then it comes up to the conical shape, like about like a chimney or an inverted funnel. So, like, I guess an inverted funnel would be the easiest description, where it is
Sure.
wider at the base and then narrows slightly over time.
and the shape of the individual rocks within this pile of rocks that just look like if somebody poured out like
A pile of pebbles, just like a shitload of circles.
like gravel.
Not small, but like larger rocks.
Sure.
So I mean, rocks the size of, what we would consider fucking large with where we live.
Sure.
So I mean, like an 8 to 10 pound rock,
But, like-
piled in piles.
Shaped and jagged like regular
Correct.
rocks. They're not like
Hmm?
weirdly shaped for rocks.
Yeah, no, just natural rocks.
They just have something strange about them because they're
Shaking a little bit.
had too much human meat.
Nice.
I guess I'm gonna get closer to these rocks.
Okay.
As you begin to walk, I'll be like, tread lightly.
I guess after seeing Boris walk over and then Yalumlo, I'll follow Yalumlo.
Yeah.
Tread lightly.
Bonk,
Bang, bang.
I'm gonna move up next to Felix and just be looking at the wall.
Sure.
So I just want to say real quick. So when Rirda came up and said he recognized them, when he made that note, I would have started to copy the symbols and then try to copy the words. They seem foreign.
You got it. It'll take you a couple moments, but yeah, you guys move closer to the rocks. Move right up to the rocks.
Are any of these rocks loose?
The paper.
Around
Could
the
I
bottom.
pick up any of these individual rocks?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna pick up a rock.
Yeah.
Does it shake?
You pick up a rock. No, the individual rock does not shake.
The pile's still moving.
I mean, again, sporadically, every maybe like 10, 15 seconds, you see like a brief, like half a second, like little bit of a tremor and shake.
Why did you come over here?
You smelled leather?
Perhaps there is someone underneath.
That's what I thought.
I'm sure they would appreciate help. Gonna start carefully moving rocks.
Sure.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna
Since
go
it
full
looks like
rescue.
a cave in, I'm gonna try and not pull out anything that looks structural to more of that collapsing inward.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gonna join in and go full rescue dog.
Yeah, it'd help.
You guys start slowly removing rocks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Cool.
assuming I haven't found anything suspicious on my side of the cave.
No, just the rotting wood. Small again, cairn in that corner. Pillars and stalactites. Nothing out of the ordinary. Yeah, the three of you guys begin slowly removing rocks. As you remove about 4 to 5 of these larger, chunky, hefty boulders, taking a moment to set them aside, the rocks begin to shake a little bit more violently. A few of the taller ones, taller meaning at the height of, begin to slide down and crumble, and you get to see the dust particles just kind of like pop up as the soil around the edges of the rock like spreads up around you.
Is there anything visible behind the rocks that we're moving other than more rocks?
I mean, as you're beginning this, no, you're only moving a rock or two at a time. It's taking a moment. I would say that the rocks begin to tremble and shake. But this is incredibly very dense pile of rocks.
If there is someone in there, I would suggest not moving about too much.
Yeah, you speak aloud. You all hear your good friend Yalumlo speak to this pile of rocks. And from inside of the pile of rocks, a very deep, lumbering voice say, "Go home."
Does it sound... What's the tone of voice sound like? Like, obviously like that, but like, does it sound...
Emotionally, you mean?
Yeah,
Like,
distraught or
tired,
Disconnected.
fatigued.
fatigued, but not like angry, not just...
Well, it doesn't seem perturbed. Just says, "Go home." Just a very low, blank, monotone sound.
Great.
Are
found a
you
depressed
going
girl.
home, or do you want us to go home?
Go home.
Just keep digging. See who we find.
It is time to dig.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna creep over.
I'm gonna set
Carefully.
my bag down by the pillar so that I can put more of my force into helping move rock, and I'll also let Ethier know that I have parchment and charcoal if he wants to make a rubbing of that.
Felix,
Thank you.
if you would not mind being prepared to catch some amount of these rocks with that mind thing that you do, should there be need to do so.
Catch what? I'm sorry? Oh,
We're digging out some of this cave-in. I think there might be someone in there.
okay. About how far along am I with jotting my notes?
I'll say that you're pretty completed.
Almost finished.
Yeah, you're almost
Give
finished.
me a moment.
Yeah, you guys are, going back and reaching over and grabbing another set of these rocks and, pulling another boulder off, and you just hear the voice go, "Stop breaking home!"
You mean that this is your home?
Home.
What is your name?
Home.
Home is a place.
Place.
Yes.
And you feel the rocks just kind of, bless you, the rocks just like at points around the edges just kind of crack and fall to the ground at like the widest points of this. You see these very, very large,
Bless you again.
Bless you.
about, 2.5 to 3 feet
Come on.
long, grayish green hands just kind of break through the stones,
Backing up, drawing a sword.
fall down all around. Oh no! Home!
Yes, I will not break your home any further.
Good.
Can you read the words on this wall?
Home back. You
Yes.
see him just kind of pulling the rocks back.
Very good.
Does he have it's just hands that have popped out?
Yeah, you just see hands like around.
It's a stone pile with hands.
You seem to understand me.
Words.
Yes. Do you know what the words on this wall are?
Prayer.
What does it say?
Song.
Can you sing this song for me?
Yeah, I mean, you just see this kind of like, in the center mass shaking. Just kind of like rubble begin to slide down from the top. And amidst, camouflaged into the rock, you see this long, tall, grayish green face just kind of.
Hello?
Hello.
How much rock had fallen away for his face to shove through?
Hi.
I mean,
Not
not
a
that
lot.
much.
No, visibly surprised.
Yeah!
Yeah, what the fuck? God! How big is the face in relation to me?
The face looks like it's about 4 feet long.
Yeah.
Uh,
Hello.
Hi. Hello.
how get in home?
Love what you've done with the place.
It's open.
Oh,
At the
forgot
front.
closed door.
It's cold.
Yes.
Yeah.
We were looking for some herbs. Blackroot, to be particular.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any blackroot in here? And would you mind if we took some?
What need?
It is to aid a friend who is ailing.
Medicine.
Sick.
Okay. Can find? Yeah.
That would be most helpful.
At this point, I'll turn and put away my book and just mimic the.
But you were going to sing the prayer for us.
Yeah.
What is your name, friend? What do others call you?
No others.
What did the last other call you?
How about Dwayne?
No. Not rock stone.
He's familiar.
Dead long time.
Steve.
Fought in ring. Smush.
Cold. Stone
Pretty
cold.
good fight, but, you know, beer after.
Hell yeah.
In the next hand gesture.
His hands go from this to this. It's the Oshuamp rattlesnake.
Sing or plant?
Whistle while you work. Can't you do both?
No.
Don't listen to him.
How can sing and get plant?
I would hear your song first.
Yes, I would love to hear your song.
Okay. Pretty tired though.
Do you want some food?
Very hungry.
What do you eat?
Meat.
Meat.
Lot of meat.
Gonna nudge.
You just see Rear just kind of look up at him. I fucking like this guy. Holy shit, there's a thing in the stones! Fuck!
Yes.
What is that?
It sounds like he would like some lunch.
Yeah.
We,
Like.
we have some food to give you. I can spare some.
Perhaps our friends can chase something down outside?
Yes. Sir.
Hunt, man.
Yes.
Man hunt.
No.
No.
That means
Other way!
that means a different thing. We don't want manhunt.
Okay.
Gesture towards Nesgrim. Lunch.
No.
Good.
Look. Funny.
You look funny.
No. Stone.
Human.
Yeah.
Technically, no.
Okay.
Boys, if you could.
Go get him, boys.
I'll just kind of
Sing.
Yes.
Yes, please.
Uh-huh.
While they hunt.
Yeah. Okay.
I have an ear.
Heavy. You just see through this stone figure just kind of like crack its arms in like palms dent into this stone. Not move in years. Hungry. You see him stand, kind of like drag himself out of this pile of stone, crawling on his knees at first. And as he begins to emerge entirely from this stone structure, you see this boy.
Oh, God.
About 16 feet high, 17 feet in height.
Good God, it's the Jolly Green Giant.
Peas.
Vegetables.
Hungry.
Hungry.
Glenn, do you want to
100-year nap.
Because I can't see him
So,
on
yeah,
there.
if you want to
Yeah. Oh,
turn us around and move us in,
The boy.
his little
you might have to
daughter.
loosen the thing there. Just be careful.
The whole camera fucking just...
Oh, God.
Please don't.
Mm-hmm.
Glenn knows what he's doing. I trust Glenn.
Mm-hmm.
So did the last man.
Oh. Manhunt.
Ether, which one are
There's
you?
a wire in the
Yeah.
way now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you see him kind of like shuffle out of these rocks as the rest of it
Yellow one?
tumbles
I'm
down
already
around
over there.
him.
Oh, that's
Already.
Paul.
And he takes a step over through the rubble towards the wall.
Oh, mine?
Oh yeah, just the one wire. Yeah, that's that. I can't do anything about that.
Yeah.
Shit, he's walking over to me. Oh no.
Mhm. Yeah, no, he takes like a big, slow, lumbering step.
You get him over there next to Paul.
Get out of the way.
Don't zoom in too far. He's moving.
Hungry.
Green man friend.
Vegetables. It's fine. Just put him in there.
I'm just gonna stare at him as he walks, like,
Mm-hmm.
holy shit, he's big.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's fine.
Yeah, he takes a slow, lumbering step over. Song.
Yes. Please sing it, if you could.
We would love to hear it.
Ah,
I'm sure you have a beautiful voice.
uh-huh.
I'm gonna pull my book back out.
Sang.
Sing.
Did sing.
You are a singer?
Uh-huh.
What? What about?
What?
What were your songs of?
People.
Your
Stone people.
people?
Yes. Mountains. Moved. Stone people. Great strength.
Your people moved the mountains?
Uh-huh.
All of these mountains in this area.
Uh-huh.
How long ago was this?
Before?
Before your time, even.
Yes.
That is what the songs are about.
Not this one.
You said this one was a prayer.
Yes.
What about?
Dodkong.
Is that a person?
Yes.
Who is .Kong?
Not meet. Just know about Dodkong.
Of your people?
Biggest.
A leader?
Yes.
The first of your people?
No.
The greatest of your people?
Yes. Song. Sal av de siste vonen. Saga of last Titan.
Very good.
Roar of roar. Brother. By brother. At helig forer. Stomed blog og ox. 8 sacred chief
Leader.
leader meet
Sword?
ah
Meat sword?
meet with
Oh, you hunted for something with a sword.
Fought with.
sword and ox.
Axe. Gotcha.
Zo ser mazen magiksk git fra good magiksk want win god magic from good big
Magic from this Titan.
no
Magic from beyond.
Magic of the gods?
yeah Brother, my brother. 8 hell, 4 et, 4 kun et sto. 8 leader.
8.
Only one left.
Later, your leader ate everyone, and so there was one left.
Yeah. He who eat death. .com.
/.
He who eats death.
Yeah. .com.
That is .com.
Yes.
He who eats death.
Yes.
What are these symbols between the title and the verse?
.com.
What do
name.
they mean?
Death. King.
Oh, great.
I like the thought of Nesgrim saying that
That's wonderful.
in person.
Wow!
You hear those words? Well, that's fucking great. He eats death.
Did you write this verse?
Find.
You found this.
Yes.
Your people were here.
Long ago.
Were you here with others? Ever?
Not here.
In this place, in this area?
Yes. Snow. High.
Yes.
In the
Higher up the
mountains?
mountains.
Yes. And low.
Below the earth?
Yes.
And where are these others? Now
At.
they were eaten
Yes.
by this Death King.
No.
By others.
Yes.
Each other?
No.
A different people.
Yes.
Do you know this people?
No.
How did you come to be here? Still?
Karnheim. Home. Karnheim.
Your home. That is the name of your home?
Yes.
And where was this?
Below.
Beneath here.
Mountain.
What,
North.
what became of it?
And what does Karnheim mean?
Stone.
Stone home?
Stone Hall.
Stone hall.
Fire. Great fire. Eat.
How long ago?
Not know. Not know when is now. Long sleep.
When was then? According to your people.
Did you see this?
Fire. Yes. Great fire. Burn. Karnheim. And trees. By mountains. Make ash. Great ash.
You said your home was in the mountains north of here?
Yes.
Under the mountain?
Yes.
Deep.
Yes.
And we are looking for a city that stood among these mountains. What,
Yes.
some time ago?
Yes.
It went by the name of Felfarthen.
Dwarves.
Do you know this place?
Yes.
Is this near where your home was?
Oh,
Your home was further north.
yes. Far north. Many days walk mountains. Years lost. Find. Old. Stay.
Did Felfarthen yet stand when you found this place?
Yes. Nice dwarves. Feed.
Yes.
Help. Make. Good make.
I am afraid that this dwarven city no longer stands in this time.
Et.
I do not know.
Fallen.
Fall? How?
We seek to retrieve some of their history,
Song?
to learn from them,
Song.
Yes.
like your song, yes.
Dwarfs call. Adolfstan.
Adolf Stone.
Yes. Stone
There it is.
Let's go, buddy.
Just roll up my sleeves.
No matter where I go, it's always statues.
You did not give them a name at that time either.
Dwarf?
Yes.
No. Just called. Dwarf.
Fair enough.
Simpler.
Small.
Yes, very small. Could pick up. Put in.
In what?
Hot.
Dwarf hole?
Huh?
A dwarf hole?
No.
Pick up.
No. Hot.
Hut?
Hot.
Fire? Lava?
Oh. No. Hot spot.
Steam vents.
Okay.
Hot spot. Work.
Like a forge?
Yes, tiny hammer. Fix. Too big for hole.
Okay.
Understood.
Would break
Yes.
me.
How big was this Felfarthen? Do you recall?
Very big.
Very deep.
Yes. Many.
Deeper than we are now, even.
Yes. Many. Big.
And its entrance. How might we get in? We were heading further up the mountain.
More. Not one.
Not one entrance. Do you know of others?
Two?
Yes.
Where is this other entrance?
One. Around. North. Whoa. Big rocks. Dwarf man.
Statue.
Rock. Yes.
Up the mountain?
No.
At
North.
the base of the mountains.
Yes.
Okay.
Go in. Nah, too small.
You're too small to fit.
No, he's too
No.
big.
Too big, that's what I meant. Words.
Is that, is that far from this place? Relatively speaking. As your legs are longer than mine.
Small day.
For you or for me?
Me.
Most of a day then. For someone my size.
Yes. Small.
Small man, big day.
Yes.
Big man,
Yes.
small day.
Yes.
Okay.
I like you.
Nice.
Would have enough time have gone by?
What's up? What's up?
Got a new stone guy.
Would enough time
Let's
have
go,
gone
buddy.
by for me to go and find him a deer
Yeah.
and drag it back?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Cool. Bringing it on in.
Meat man.
Eat.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna bite it. Eat.
No.
Eat.
Cook.
Oh, it needs to be cooked.
Not eat.
That's usually hot.
I can handle that.
Alright.
While we're talking to this guy, I'm gonna just lay out some of the hides to continue
Mm-hmm.
curing.
Nice fur.
Do you,
That's it. Just like entire hand covers the food. Smush, smush.
do you need one?
Fur.
Yes.
Have
Would you like more?
cock cloth.
You say that giant?
Dog Kong. Death game.
He's naked.
For
For
hat.
Hat for bed
What mean bed?
to sleep on. Warm.
I think he sleeps covered in rocks. I think the rocks are his blanket.
Yes. Home.
Stone man.
Stone bed.
Stone bed.
Perhaps a bag.
Very
Carry
big bag.
to carry
Sleeping bag.
Carry stones in.
carry rocks.
Stone bag.
Stone bag.
Never heard of stone bag.
It's a bag for carrying stones.
I like it.
You have been asleep for a long time.
Yes.
Perhaps just one to remember new friends by.
Yes. Stone bag. Me call you stone bags.
That is fine.
I'm here for it. Yep.
I am called Ritora.
Stone bag.
Stone bag.
I am
Getting flashbacks.
Nesgrim stone bag.
Nesgrim.
Sure.
Close enough.
And that is Vorst stone bag.
Just forced.
Stone bag.
Just forced.
Just forced.
Stone bag.
And you are?
Ritora.
Stone.
Retora stone bag. Yes.
Ah, just kidding. Stone bag.
Is his name literally Stone Man? Right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Edelstan. Dwarf call. Edelstan.
Edelstan.
Stone man.
Stone Man. Gonna put my hand out to shake.
He just kind of reaches down with both hands and very tenderly cups your tiny hand in between his. Nice fur.
Thank you. Nice to meet you, friend.
Yes. Nice knowing.
My name is Yalum Lo.
Yeah.
Yes.
I am Ether.
Loom.
Yes.
Okay.
Ether.
Yes.
Close enough.
It got 2/3. I'll take
Yep.
it.
Yep.
Of the twinned.
Ether.
Yes.
Lo and
It's fine.
behold.
Okay.
Yes.
And
Nesgrim.
Nesgrim.
Stone bag.
Stone bag.
And this one over here is Felix.
Stone bag.
Green.
Like me. Blend into stone.
I'll just nod.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Have you seen any others like Felix?
Small stone man.
Sure.
Yes.
Yes.
Kind like, but not that. Other green.
How so?
Green.
Small.
Ears.
Even smaller.
Pointy.
green with pointy ears.
Small.
Goblins.
Smaller.
Good.
Near here.
Yes.
Are they friendly like you?
Not talk to.
Fair enough.
But they come home at dark.
They come here at
Here.
dark?
Yeah. And we're gonna end there.
Stone Man.
Friends, thank you very much for watching tonight. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you're new here, make sure you follow so you can find us again. We stream D&D 3 times a week, probably. Just be honest. Hopefully.
We tried to.
That's the plan.
It's
Make sure you check out our website, NotGreatRPG.com. We've got coupons for a bunch of different tabletop companies. We've got links to all of our text recaps. We have everything goes on YouTube. It gets turned into podcasts as well. I've got a bunch of other cool stuff on there. Thank you very much for the bits this evening and everything. We really appreciate the support, and thanks for hanging out. We'll be live next on Friday, hopefully, at 7 p.m. Eastern Time for the Lost Kings of Adoris, hopefully. But yeah, thank you guys very much. We really appreciate it, and we'll see you next time. Good night, friends.
Good
Bye,
night.
friends.
Bye.
Stone Man.